Alright, let's see what All Hallows Eve holds in store for us when we're playing through Max's eyes this time. Should be interesting.
Wow, I can't believe it's already Halloween. I've been so busy with classes, I've barely had time to even think about Halloween. Isabella told me about this party 2 weeks ago, but I hadn't even thought about it until a couple days ago.
Hey Max, are you ready yet? Come on, we've got to get there by 8.
Hang on, I'm almost done getting changed. Luckily, my keyboardist, Jerry, does makeup as a hobby. He hooked me up with a pretty sweet costume.
Oh, I was wondering how you got such an awesome looking zombie makeup going on.
Even if it is a little last minute. This is gonna take me a few to get on, okay?
Meanwhile, I'm gonna call Chad and let him know I'm on my way. I'm out in 5 minutes, so don't be late, okay?
Isabella leaves, dialing her cell phone. Ugh, I forgot about Chad. I'm sure he'll be dressed up as something stupid. I gotta admit, I was looking forward to hanging out with Isabella, in whatever hot-ass outfit she chose. Plus whoever else shows up, but yeah, I certainly don't feel like spoiling my mood dealing with that giant slab of stupid Chad. Now I'm rethinking if I even want to go. I guess there'll be plenty of eye candy if I do go. Chad can't stop me from looking. I don't know. Whatever.
Aw, Max, don't get so bummed out. It'll be fine.
Hell, Chad can't stop me. I'm gonna strut my stuff for all the fine ladies.
Yeah, you go get him, Tiger. Go get him.
A quick change later, and I head out to the porch with Isabella. Well,
Hey, nice. I always knew you were brain dead. Didn't think the rest was dead, too.
oh, bite me. Please. Preferably up in my room for the next couple hours. You're looking damn fine, babe.
You don't have to tell me hot stuff. Now, if only the others would show up, we could get going. As called, I am here. Oh, you dog, you. No. Wolf, Isabella. I am a wolf. It's a saying, Rakesh.
You look good, Rakesh. How long did that take?
Not long. Though the glue I rolled in itches. I'm not sure what kind of fur this is either.
That's terrible, Rakesh. But for now, you look great, so who cares? Who else is coming?
I think you'll like this spell.
Isabella leans close to me. I like it already.
Say it with me. Biffity, boppity.
Boo?
Now I know I like this spell.
You're never gonna get a scare like that, hun. Come on, you gotta sell it.
Definitely, because whatever you're selling, I'm buying. Between the two of you, I'm gonna run out of cash.
I'll be happy to bleed you dry later, hot stuff.
Your costume looks good too, Max.
Thanks. Is this it? Any other surprises for me?
This is it. Dominic's hanging back to hand out candy if anybody comes by. Sally's gone to hand out pamphlets on where to compost your pumpkins. Girl knows how to party.
Then let's get going.
Well, that wasn't nearly as entertaining as when he scared Anne, but... Anne tried. She did try.
These two fine ladies in tow, I'm definitely looking forward to this. Together we make our way down to the party site, another house on campus. 10 minutes later, just in time, we're staring at an incredibly well-decorated house. Whoever did the decorating really went all out. The whole place is covered in cobwebs. I can even see some cutouts that look like ghosts in some of the windows. I don't know what you guys are seeing, but I can't see it at all.
Welcome to you, our most esteemed guests of honor. I presume you are the inspectors we sent for.
Huh?
You may call me Butler. We rang the constables to solve the ghastly murder in our quaint dormitory. I thought you were they. No? Well, please come in.
I look at the other roomies, who all appear to be just as confused as I am. I don't know why he's talking that way, but he enters through the front door and gestures for us to enter as well.
I heard it was a theme party. I didn't know it was going to be like this.
Hey, as long as I'm with you ladies, I'll play along with whatever weird stuff they want to throw my way.
This way, please. Do mind the corpse.
Mind the...
Before Rakesh can finish, we've all entered and are staring at the bloody corpse in the middle of the hall. There are about 10 other people here with us. Some of the others are talking amongst themselves about the body. It's actually really well done. It looks very believable.
Poor Mr. Body. He owns this building. Well, owned. He donated a rather large sum to the college, apparently on behalf of a student he had a particular fondness for. Actually, it's rather odd, but he had been filling out these cards when he sent me out. They have your names on them.
Butler hands everyone in the room a card with their name on it.
So that's when we had to RSVP for this thing.
I open my card and inside it just says, "You are Mr. Body's #1 salesperson. You are innocent, but the murderer is out there. At 7 o'clock you are refueling your vehicle." Hey, what did you guys get?
Please do not discuss the contents of your letter until the constables arrive. We wouldn't want anyone to tamper with the evidence. While we wait, please avail yourselves of the amenities. There is a kitchen down the hall. The study is that way, and the sitting room is through that door. I expect there may be clues about. I'm sure you'll discover something along the way.
So, what's going on?
Looks like you're on the case, hot stuff. Time to figure out who murdered this poor sap. The game is afoot, as it were.
It's elementary, my dear Rakesh. Oh, this'll be so much fun.
Well, I think I know what I'd like to investigate.
Down, dead boy. It appears we must solve this dreadful crime.
Who doesn't love a good mystery?
You are way too into this, hon.
This might be pretty cool.
I think I'm gonna go see what I can find in the study. Butler, is there food in the kitchen?
Indubitably.
I shall take that as yes and go to feed myself.
I think I'll see what I can deduce in the sitting room.
I think I'll come and find you guys in a sec.
Don't keep me waiting, hot stuff.
You know it, babe.
Okay.
While we were making our plans, so was everyone else. Soon enough, the crowd disperses. Only the butler is left. So, dude, what's really up?
Exactly what I've said so far.
All right, I'll play along. So what are the facts, Jack?
I'm afraid I don't know much. Feel free to look over the body for clues. I'll answer your questions as you like.
All right, I can work with this. I think I may be surprising everyone tonight.
I'm glad one of us is confident.
The only question now is, where to start? Clearly there are 4 rooms to visit if I include the main hall here. There are probably clues in each of them, not to mention my friends. I guess I just have to figure out which one to visit first.
Start with the body.
Time to investigate the main hall. After all, there is a body here to look into. I look around the room just to get my bearings. There are some stairs going up here, though that seems to be out of bounds for the game. The main entrance is here too. The butler appears to have gone back outside to wait for the police. The body lies before me. Whoever did it up did a great job. It almost looks like a real person. A real person who's had the back of their skull caved in. The body is wearing a very nice 3-piece suit that's been treated very roughly. Whoever got to him must have had a fight on their hands. There are holes and tears all over. The man was also clearly quite well-to-do. A gold watch peeks out from under one of his sleeves. I'm a little hesitant to mess with the body. I don't know if it's against the rules or not. Hey, butler, can I touch this guy?
If you think it will help your case, sir. Everyone else seems to have gone to search for clues elsewhere. I'm sure the police will be able to put the pieces together if nobody else here can.
Sounds good.
Really, nobody else tried to look at the body? That's like the very first thing you should do, right? Right? I don't know, that just makes sense to me.
I take a look at the watch on his wrist. It's definitely seen better times. Haha. The strap is nearly broken off, and the face is definitely broken. A little blood has gotten onto it, on the strap and on the knob on the side. The watch hands have stopped moving, stuck pointing at 7. I decide to go through the pockets of his jacket as well. After a few moments of rifling around, my hand grasps something. It appears to be a stop payment order on a check. On the reason line, it just says, "cut off." There doesn't appear to be anything else of note on this body. Well, butler, I think it's time you told me what you know. Exactly what happened here?
Very well, here is the sordid tale. I was here when the master returned from work at 6 in the evening. He was certainly planning on throwing a costume party tonight. All of the invitations to you were sent off ages ago. At 6:55, the master noticed that we were dreadfully short of port for the evening. He immediately sent me to acquire more for the night. Obviously, I don't really know what happened while I was gone. I arrived back from the shops at 7:30. I entered to find the hideous scene you see before you. I called the police, of course, but then you all began arriving and, well, you know where we got from there.
Did you hear any strange noises when you were leaving? Any sign of struggle? If we assume his watch broke at the time of assault, it wasn't long after you left.
No, I don't recall hearing anything unusual as I left. It was actually very quiet.
And there was nobody here when you got back?
No, I checked all the rooms and nobody was about.
Are there any other entrances or exits?
There is a back entrance, but it was still locked when I checked it.
All right. Well, thank you, Butler.
Of course, sir.
I think that's all I'm going to get out of this place for now. Well, that was certainly a good place to start. Question is, where next?
Yeah, where next indeed. That was completely different. A stop payment thingy. I don't think I ever got one of those when I was playing as Anne. So I have no idea who it could be. Well, I guess we'll start with Isa.
Time to visit the study. I think Isabella came in here. One of the classrooms has been converted for the evening. Looks like there are people relaxing all over. Someone even put a few pipes on a coffee table between some of the chairs. They probably haven't been used, since I'm pretty sure this is a no-smoking building. Isabella is sitting on one of the chairs, idly leafing through a book. I don't know if she's reading it or not, actually. Hey, Isabella.
Hey, hot stuff. Glad you came to find me. I was afraid I was going to be all alone in here.
She's really laying it on pretty thick tonight. Not that I mind. So where is Chad anyway? I suppose it's too much to hope he's the corpse out there.
Huh, no such luck. Nah, Chad left much earlier. Chad? Said he had to go bail one of his friends out.
Hey, that just means more for me. So what did your card say?
That would be telling. And where's the fun in that? Aren't you going to try to worm the information out of me?
Well, there are plenty of things I'd like to get you out of.
Ooh, tempting.
Isabella stands up from her chair and walks over to me, draping her arms over my shoulders.
So, Mr. Interrogator, you think you can wring a confession from these lips?
Well, this could involve some very in-depth questioning. I wouldn't want you to get tongue-tied.
Don't worry, I'm very hot under pressure.
You're hot anywhere, babe. Come on, did you do the crime? Isabella grins wickedly at me, then leans in close to my ear.
If I was guilty, Detective, would it matter?
Pursing her lips, she blows a little air over my ear. Well, I can certainly offer you a hell of a deal if you cooperate with me.
What's the fun in cooperation? The struggle is so much more interesting.
I'll play it any way you want it, babe. I can be mean, or I can be very, very nice.
Well, since you asked so nice.
So, what's your story here, Isabella?
Well, you know Mr. Body was my boss. We worked together, for God's sake. I've been his secretary for 3 years now.
Did you have any problems with your boss?
Of course not. We got along famously. Everyone knows he was always hanging off my every word.
And was there anything else going on between you two?
I'm sorry. What? What do you mean?
She just like, I'm out of here before you can't get my number.
Oh, please, babe. If you were my secretary, I'd be in HR every day for being inappropriate.
Are you saying I can't be professional, Max?
That's almost exactly what I'm saying. I'm also saying that men are more than happy to be unprofessional right along with you. I know I am. I close the distance between us, looking down at her with my best gotcha stare.
Well, fine. Yeah, we messed around a bit. It was nothing serious, just a little harmless fun.
Ha, I knew it. And did his wife know about this harmless fun?
Well, if it's harmless, she wouldn't really need to know about it, would she?
I figured. So, where were you around 7?
Ugh, don't remind me. That was before we got here, right? You asked why Chad didn't come? Well, just ask the patrons at my cafe. They'll tell you why he didn't come. We had a huge fight when he told me he had to go bail someone out of jail. He left at 7 and I went home to prepare to come here with you.
How far away is the cafe from here?
I don't know, about 15 minutes?
Okay, one more question. Take a look at this for me. I hand the slip of paper to Isabella, watching her reaction carefully. She unfurls the paper, looking it over. For a fraction of a second, her face tightens in anger. Then she's all smiles again.
Clearly he didn't want someone to get paid. That looks like his personal account, so I don't know what it could have been for.
Did you know his account number as well as his secretary?
As his secretary, I ran a few checks for him now and then. I have a good head for numbers, what can I say?
Well, thank you for your time, Isabella.
No problem, detective. Hope you figure out who did this and bring them to justice.
Isabella winks at me and goes back to idly leafing through her book on her comfy chair. Well, there was clearly an affair happening between her and Body, but that's not necessarily evidence that she did it. I'll have to investigate further. As I return to the main hall, I pass by a couple of the other guests in this murder mystery. I hear a quick snippet of their conversation.
I hear Mr. Body was about to break things off with his mistress.
No mistress takes kindly to that sort of thing, especially if they're not doing the breaking up. Well, that's another room down. Where to go next?
Is this looking mightily suspicious so far? Well, let's go see Crazy Rakesh.
I think it's time to visit the kitchen. Maybe I can catch up with Rakesh. I wander down the hall into what looks like a little break room. There's a refrigerator and a microwave in here. There's even one of those little electric grills plugged in. I see Rakesh applying peanut butter to some bread slices at the counter next to the refrigerator. Digging around inside the fridge, I see a girl I don't know.
Let me know when you find the jelly, Roxanne.
Yes, I'm looking. I don't know if they have any. How did you talk me into this anyway?
Because I make an excellent sandwich.
Hey, Rakesh.
Ah, Max. Welcome, I will get more bread. What is a kitchen without snacks,
Who's your new friend?
This is Roxanne. Apparently she was staying here in the building to sort out some of her affairs.
Affairs? In an old school house?
That unfortunate murder case in the Great Hall is my father. He called me here under some pretense of having something to tell me. It was apparently going to be something about his new lover. Honestly, if he weren't paying my way through college, I wouldn't have listened to anything that old bag had to say.
Daddy trying to buy your love? What's the matter? Didn't get enough hugs?
Oh, please. He was an awful man, a gambler and a drunk. He probably just fell down those stairs. I hated that man. I hated him to his bones. I won't deny it. I've got nothing to hide.
Roxanne slams a jar of jelly on the counter next to Rakesh and storms out of the room. Rakesh finishes making the sandwiches and hands me one. So what's your deal in this crazy place, Rakesh?
Oh, yes, well, as to my story.
Gotta clear my throat before I tell my story.
I'm not sure if you ever saw me around the office. I was Mr. Body's bodyguard. He did not feel I was necessary when he was at his own office. Still, I saw you a time or two.
He was your boss as well, eh? Did you two get along all right?
Oh, yes. He was a very strict boss.
You didn't like him?
Oh, that's not true at all. Well, maybe a little true. I was not fond of him, but one does not need to be fond of one's employer to remain employed, is that correct?
I suppose that's true, but surely you could have found somewhere else to work.
Mr. Body was very persuasive.
You don't sound like a loyal employee.
Perish the thought. At any rate, I did not have anything to do with the terrible crime out there tonight, that is for certain.
So where were you around 7 o'clock tonight?
What time was that? An hour before we got here? I was just finishing up with an art class. I was doing a bit of life modeling.
I didn't know you did that.
Well, art is a bit of a side passion of mine.
We both chuckle at that. Oops. Man, that was completely out of character. Ha 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 ha, we both chuckle at that. Hey! Did I save it? No? Moving on.
Mr. Body said that he wouldn't need me tonight, so I took the opportunity. Just one last thing, Rakesh. Can you take a look at this for me? I hand him the slip of paper, watching his reaction. He uncurls the paper, looking it over. He looks worried for a moment. It's one of his personal accounts. Not the one he pays me out of, I think. I hope it's not yours, is it? No, not mine. Probably someone else close to him, then. It's definitely a personal account. Okay, well, thank you, Rakesh. Make sure to find me if you think of anything else. Most definitely. Thank you, Max. I think there was definitely more to Rakesh's relationship with Mr. Body than he's saying, but I'll have to figure it out as I go. And I hear another quick snippet of conversation.
Oh yeah, I totally heard his bodyguard wanted out of his job, but couldn't get out from under Body's thumb.
Definitely some dirt involved there. Well, that's another room down. Only question now is where to go next.
Let's go see Anne in the sitting room and see if she done it. Thank goodness, I forgot how blue it is in here.
Looks just like our common room, but with a nicer TV. It even looks like someone brought in a small bar. Upon closer inspection, it looks like it's got all kinds of juices, but no alcohol. Which means I immediately find it uninteresting. Anne is here on one of the small couches in the corner, writing in a small notebook. A few other people are sitting in various other parts of the room, but they all seem to be nattering about nothing. Come to think of it, I haven't really seen all these other people much. Most of them must have come in here to discuss things. Looks like a bunch of them have juice glasses. Hello, Anne. Hiding out in here, huh?
Well, maybe a little. I have my reasons.
Well, speaking of reasons, maybe we should talk about your story here. Come on, let's talk about you for a while, huh?
Okay, Mr. Sleuth, what would you like to know?
Well, how did you know Mr. Body?
I only just met him a few months ago, actually. I didn't really know him very well. He hired me to write his memoirs, you see.
Do you think he had an interesting enough life for a book? I mean, was his company that successful? I've heard of a few Fortune 500 types putting out their stories. Was it like that?
Yes, exactly like that. Apparently he heard of a few of my books before, and he wanted me to ghostwrite his story. Have you read any of my books? I wrote the Starlight Sally series that everyone was reading a few years back. I also wrote A Spy's Game is Murder, which you might know.
Do those books even exist, Anne? I didn't know you'd written anything.
Max, I'm in character here. Get into the spirit of it, would you? I swear I'll put a hex on you. My goodness. Okay.
Okay, calm down. So you wrote some really well-known books, then?
Yes, a lot of fantasy and fiction mostly. I told my publisher I was interested in writing some nonfiction. When he mentioned that Mr. Body was a big fan, I thought it would be my chance.
And how was the book coming along?
Oh, it was fine. He was an interesting subject, certainly.
Anne can't meet my eyes as she says this. She stops just short of making a disgusted face. Didn't exactly make for a page-turner, huh?
Oh, no. I can make any story interesting. It's what I do. Did you know that Starlight Sally and the Bugmen of Xanadu was really just a story about an ant farm? #1 on the New York bestsellers list for 7 weeks, and it could have just as easily been written in a 3rd grade science report. That's how good I am.
Huh. And did you have to do a lot of doctoring on Mr. Body's story?
Well, how could I? It was nonfiction.
Anne has gone back to writing in her little notebook.
Just notes on this case. If you don't hurry, I'm going to figure out the culprit before you.
So, where were you at 7 o'clock?
You can ask the bartender at the Dog and Biscuit. He'd probably be the only one who could tell you how many I'd had since he's the one that cut me off.
Wait, what? Seriously?
Max!
Oh, right, character. No, sorry.
Look, I don't have a drinking problem. I drink, I get drunk, I write books. No problem.
Huh, that's a good one. Okay, one last question. Take a look at this for me, would you? I hand her the slip of paper. Anne unfurls it, looking at it with confusion.
looks like a stop payment. So? Wait, is this check to me? I'll murder that bastard!
Anne blushes fiercely.
Well, you know, I would have, but only figuratively. I would never actually. Oh my.
Does it look like it's an amount for you?
Well, no. Maybe if he finally came through on that bonus. I generally make less. Whoever was making this must have been set up pretty nicely. Hell, I should have negotiated for this much.
Well, thank you for your time, Anne. I'll let you get back to writing your case notes. Let me know if you come up with anything.
We'll see. Good luck, Detective. I'll be interested to see if you get this one right, Max.
Anne looks at me appraisingly. She's really into this stuff. I think she's enjoying the intellectual challenge. I give her a little bow and head back out.
Before she bites your head off. And another snippet of conversation. Yeah, she gets so wasted. It's almost embarrassing, but usually around 7 she gets kicked out.
Well, where do we go next?
Well, it's time to gather the suspects. And I think based off Isabella's reaction, it's pretty clear it's probably her. So,
Butler, gather the people. I think it's time we close this case.
very well, sir.
The little guy runs off to grab everyone while I collect my thoughts. Once everyone's gathered around, I stand next to the body while I eye everyone.
Gonna eyeball all y'all.
Someone in here thinks they're pretty clever. Someone thinks they pulled the wool over my eyes. Somebody didn't count on exactly how smart I really am. I've seen the evidence. I've talked to some of you very in-depth. Isabella winks at me. The others look around at each other, sizing up what I'm going to say. And now it's time to bring this little game to a close, with me as its winner. It's all quite clear to me now.
Yeah, but it's Isa. We can't call her out in front of everyone. Gotta have her back. Gonna lie. Oh, wow, you're so big right now.
I take a long look at Isabella, who looks back at me. After a moment, she winks and blows a kiss. It's not difficult to see. An elaborate party. A bunch of invitations with pre-written messages. A convenient excuse that would seem to put them out of the house at the time of the murder. The murder is clearly the biggest liar here at this party for liars. The one pulling the wool over our eyes from the very start. The butler. After all, can anyone corroborate where you were when you say you were out for supplies? You probably did leave. Only you did it after killing Mr. Body.
What? Well, I never. I didn't do anything.
Tell it to the cops, chump. Isabella sidles up to me while the others round on the butler, pelting him with questions about why he did it and what the ruse was about. She looks at me for a moment, shaking her head in confusion.
When did you figure me out?
I knew it was you.
The stop payment was to you, wasn't it?
He crossed me. I'm afraid that's unforgivable. He wasn't nearly as smart as you.
Isabella slides an arm around my waist. Woohoo.
I think he'll like me when I'm grateful.
I think I will too. You know I've got your back, babe.
Smart boy.
Yes, I knew it. I always got your back, Isa.
The butler finally disengages from the group, accosting him.
I'm sorry, Max, but you've got it all wrong. And unfortunately, that's all the time we have. I want to thank you all for coming out for the Alpha Theta Rho Fraternity's Murder Mystery Evening. Blah, every time I say that, that's quite the mouthful. If you would like, please feel free to join us for a party proper at our house. Everyone claps. Oh gosh, again with the voice.
Everyone claps loudly for the butler, who takes a bow. People start heading out the door. The Latin House roomies gather in the lot.
I can't believe how much fun that was. Did you see me in there?
Definitely. Clearly you need to channel some of that all the time, Anne.
Oh yeah, you were definitely working it.
She wasn't the only one.
Well hey, if you got it, flaunt it. Though I can't believe they made me the other woman for some skeezy old businessman.
Well, if the shoe fits.
Watch it, jackass!
Everyone laughs as Isabella starts chasing me around, threatening to bite me.
That was a lot of fun, to pretend to be someone else for an evening. I suppose that is what Halloween is all about, yes?
I suppose that's very true, Rakesh. Nice work.
Well, now that I'm done with pretending to be a sexy office worker, I think it's time to pretend to be a drunken vampire. Who wants to go get some research material?
Here, here.
Are you really just going to pretend to be drunk?
Everyone just stares at Rakesh for a moment before we all head off laughing to the frat house.
Oh, Rakesh. Don't take things so literally. Hey, Sally. And we did it! That was a Halloween event, and we got the right person and got some points. Yes!